Hi everybody, it's Corey Lynn from Scrap Addicts. I'm just trying to get everything lined up here so that we can make sure you can all see me. Right, I think we are good to go. Make sure I'm got all the stuff out of the way so I don't spill things and send stuff flying, because that happens a lot when I teach, just so we know. So our store is in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We have been open coming up, oh gosh, I should have asked Ivy because I never remember this. Are we coming up on 8 or 7, Ivy? She's setting things up. We have a bricks and mortar store where there's lots of people in this weekend doing our first crop with us. We haven't had a crop in a long time. So we have a good socially distanced crop happening. We also have a big sale on for the weekend, so our whole store is 20% off. And then if you spend over 200, it's 25% off, and over 300 will give you 30% off. And that will end at midnight tonight, so make sure that you get in on that deal. If you're still wanting to play along and do this class with us, we can definitely still sell you kits. We've sold about 73, so we have about 27 left because we ordered enough for 100. Online it will tell you that the blue package is sold out. If you would like the blue, just order one of the other colors and let us know in the notes. Just say I would like the blue. You just need to give us a little bit of time to order in the blue alcohol ink and the blending solution, and we will ship that out to you. So the nice thing is these are recorded, so you can play along at any time. So we are, like I said, we have about, I think about 23 more kits left. So hello, Miss Twyla. So when we did this, we really wanted to show different ways that you can use alcohol inks, and depending on the different, we call them substrates, but different papers that you use, the look will definitely change. And we purposely did 3 color palettes. So we did a green palette, a red palette, and a blue palette, because we know that people definitely have different color preferences. And surprisingly, the blue one has been the best seller by far. So we're going to play with alcohol inks. The other thing that we use in these are called 3D toppers, and these have been hugely popular for us. When we first saw these at Creativation, we didn't really get the value of them, but our people love them. So let me just grab one of these. So these have enough, in each package there's always enough to do 10 different things. And so there's different, how nice that I grabbed the sunflower. So they're individually packaged, and when you open them, they're made for layering. So back in the old days when we used to do paper tool, this is kind of what it was. Only this is saving the work for you, that you don't have to cut stuff out. So you just take the 3 layers, so big, medium, small, and you just stick them right on top of each other with your foam adhesive, and it gives this really nice look on your cards. Thanks, Kelly, so good to see you. And it's just nice, you don't have to pull out your stamps, you don't have to pull out anything, just these 3D toppers. And we've got all different kinds of them. So the one we're playing with today is definitely Christmassy. Whoop. But there's all different ones. So this one is roses. So see all the different designs, trying to make sure you guys don't have a glare on here. Okay. I just started, Holly, don't panic. This one is different flowers and butterflies and those kinds of things. Okay. Well, this is a really cute one. So this has snowmen and candles. There's a Santa, there's angels, and then sunflowers. So there's all different kinds of things. If you're looking in our online store, so our online store is scrapaddictsonline.ca. Hi, Linda Duke. If you go in there, you just want to search for 3D toppers and you'll see them come right up. So they're awesome. Honestly, you guys, these are the best things you can have, because you can play around with the techniques and the products, and then all you need to do is stamp a little sentiment and a little 3D topper on top of them. So speaking of sentiments, I did grab these as well to show you guys. And we have all kinds of sentiments. These were just the ones that we used for this card class, but I really do like them because you'll see they just fit really nicely on your cards. Hi, Judy. So these are some of the ones that we have. So Believe in the Magic of Christmas, Christmas Greetings, which you should have all got one of those in your kit. Keep Christmas in your heart all year. That's a little bit of a bigger one. Nothing warms a heart like good friends. Have a warm and cozy Christmas. Merriest Christmas wishes, and all is calm, all is bright. So these are just, again, really simple dies. We do lots of die classes and stuff, but I just like these to just kind of finish these off. So the toppers, hi Carla, nice to see you. The toppers and the sentiments will just make your cards that quick, that easy, okay? So I'm going to clear these out of the way a little bit, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the alcohol inks and what they can do for you guys. So I've used alcohol inks for a long time. I probably started teaching about 12, my daughter's going to be 14 here right away, so I'm going to say about 12 years ago. And I think one of the first classes that I ever did, and actually one of the very first times that I was published in the magazine, I was actually an alcohol ink technique that I had done on acrylic paper. So there are all different kinds of colors.
I found them, Shannon.
There are plain colors, then there's mixatives. So if you hear, oh, hi Jenny, we so miss the Verbruggens. We miss you guys from Carnival. There is a little shaker ball in the mixatives. So it's like a paint. They work a little bit different. So we're gonna play with those today. But other than cards, I wanted to show you some of the really cool stuff that you can do with alcohol inks. So anything acrylic, you can color. So you could take this, you could take your pink and you could make pink snowflakes. If it's dark, you could take your mixatives, you could make this gold or silver. If you were to use the pink on here, you probably wouldn't see it very well, but the mixatives work lovely for that. They also work fantastic. So in your kit, you would have seen some little gemstones, and those work great. So you can take your gemstones, you can color those. So for me personally, I buy white and clear all the time because you color these up and it will match whatever you're doing. The clear mirrored ones, same kind of thing. These kinds of things, so we sell a lot of these are great for shaker cards and those kinds of things. So these are from Studio Katja, and I know she has a class, I think today, but she sells hers in these little baggie, which work really great. You can open up the little baggie, you put a few drops of alcohol ink in, you squish it all around, and all of a sudden you've got a pink bag instead of a white bag. So they're awesome for that. About the only thing that you really don't want to use alcohol ink on is plain paper. It will just absorb into your paper and make a hot mess. So that's why in your kit you have all those different substrates. So in your kit, sorry, just grabbing what we're playing with here. So we are playing with the cards. We sell these in a package, envelopes. Sorry, those did not come in your kit. These, we sell tons of these. People are always looking for nice envelopes, so those are sold in the store. These are new from Photoplay, and they are card bases. So these are fantastic, rather than having to cut and score and all that kind of stuff. These are, and they sell them in different sizes. We're working with the A2s. So you get 20 for $4.25, which is a crazy good deal, okay? The papers that we're working on today, hello Miss Jill. So we're gonna work with alcohol ink cardstock. We're gonna work with the Silver Sparkle alcohol ink cardstock, the brushed silver, the Yupo, and the Yupo translucent. Carol, if there was not some in your kit, we will get some for you. They're really tiny, so they may be stuck to something. I'll show you those in a minute. So each of you got one piece of each of these, okay? And then the translucent Yupo we did cut in half. So you are gonna, you each would have got 2 of each of these. You're gonna have enough to make 10 kits. Hello, Connie, another Verbruggen that we miss. So we're gonna make 5, and then hopefully you feel brave enough that you can go off and repeat those and make the other 5. So you do have enough in your kit to make the 10, okay? We did not play with, but I did want to show you. This is black Yupo, so it's plain black. This is with some silver mixative on it and some of the blue, and look how pretty that is. There's a bit of a shadow under my phone. There we go. So look how pretty that is. The strip that came in your kit is very small. Can you see that? It's just got 4 little gems. But Carol, if you don't have yours, I promise we'll get that figured out for you, okay? So strips like pearls, strips like those kinds of things, you can use, and you can do that anytime. Now, about the tool that we're going to use. So back when Tim first released these, they looked like this. So this was a square tool. These still work perfectly fine. We still have them. We will use them all the time. His newer one is the round one, and this is the one we included in your kit. Okay. What you don't want to use is the foams that come with these. The tool looks exactly the same, but the foams are made for inks and paints. If you try to use alcohol ink on here, it's just going to absorb into your foam. It will actually eat away at your foam, but you do not want to use those. So these are for inks and paints. It's still got black paint, so which you'll probably notice I was playing with earlier. These are for the alcohol ink. So these have little felt pads, which my daughter would tell you works really great for removing nail polish.
They're with the ribbon.
But they are made specifically for alcohol ink. So those are the tools that we're going to use. Okay. And also in your kit, you have a mini mister. If you've ever heard anybody talk about alcohol ink and mini misters, they will warn you profusely not to use them together. I like to break the rules. I'm not a good rule follower. So my blending solution, I did put in here, but I very carefully marked this with some washi tape so that you don't accidentally spray this and think that it's water. Oh, good, Carol, I'm glad you found them. I don't want you to think that it's water. So make sure when you're putting blending solution into your mini mister that you mark it very carefully, whether you take a Sharpie, a washi tape, or something. I have some.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so that you you know that that has got that in there, okay? So I think that's kind of the basics for what's in your kit. We're going to kind of work our way through the cards. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to take your alcohol ink cardstock. So it's going to be hard for you to notice the difference between the alcohol ink and the Yupo, but you'll notice one is smaller than the other. So we want the smallest one, okay? So that's your alcohol ink cardstock. When I first started with alcohol ink, there was a lot of chit chat about, can I not just use photo paper? And so I asked my boyfriend, Tim, in case you weren't aware, he is my boyfriend. What Tim told me is that this cardstock has a layer of clay in between the top gloss and the back. And that clay is what makes your alcohol ink work. So if you do this on alcohol, if you use alcohol ink on your, Jackie, there are still kits available. Sorry, everybody, I'm pausing to answer Jackie. So kits are still available. The red and the green are available right now. We only have a few blending solutions. We can order more product. We have about 25 kits available. You just may have to wait a little bit to get them because we do have to reorder some of the colors and some of the blending solution, but that will take no time at all. Okay, so back to this. So layer of clay in between your top and your bottom. So if you're using photo paper, you'll actually see it bleed through and make a bit of a mess, which alcohol ink cardstock will not do, okay? So again, this is your smallest piece in your kit. Let me grab. So this is what you have. You have the clear translucent, which is kind of fun. It looks like foggy vellum. This is your alcohol ink cardstock because it's the smaller one. That's what we're going to use, okay? And then we'll come back to these three later, okay? Now, here's the nice thing about alcohol ink is the colors eat away at each other. So lots of times when we're playing with paints and inks, we will tell you, make sure that you use your lightest color first or your darkest color first. There's normally a system to it. I'm going to just use the blues right now. With alcohol inks, it actually doesn't matter because they will, if I put this one down first and then I put this one over top of it, this one will eat away at this and it will create its own path. So you don't actually have to worry about which kind of colors you're using first. So there doesn't have to be any specific order to them, which is really great. Okay. So this is the card that we're going to make right now. Okay. The more see-through small one, no Bronwyn, that's the Yupo. That's the translucent Yupo. So this is thicker. It looks like photo paper, truthfully. So the smallest one that looks like photo paper. Okay? So we're gonna take this. We're gonna take our 3 colors. I'm gonna open these up. Okay? And then on my tool, I'm going to just simply hold and give a 2-second squish. So, 1, 2. Whoop, 1, 2. Just like so. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab and twist and turn. And you're going to keep going right over top of what you have. So I am twisting and dabbing at the same time, just so that you don't get the same kind of trail left behind. Okay, and your blending solution, if you want to, oh, if I can get it open, there we go. You can actually extend your life a little bit, so I just put a little bit of blending solution in there, and it will just kind of make it go even a little bit further. It will lighten it up, but again, you can see, so when I do this over top of this, you'll see how it eats its own path and kind of clears a spot. So I'm just gonna get this going as fast as I can here. So you can see on mine here how this side is lighter than this side. Sorry, there's a glare. You can see how that side is lighter because I added that blending solution, right? So if that's how I want to go, I can add a little bit more blending solution over to my left side, and I can clear this up just a little bit. So it will actually lighten it. The hardest part about alcohol ink is knowing when to stop, because you're just having so much fun, that it's really hard to go, okay, my card is good, I need to stop. Okay, so that's just your alcohol inks. We're going to now take the mixative. So I'm going to use my silver. So whichever mixative you have in your kit is what's going to come next. You want to give this a good shake. You will hear that it has a shaker ball in it. If I can get it, it was going. Sorry, there you go. Okay, because that has got paint in there. So I'm not going to worry about cleaning this. I am going to give this a squish. Okay, and with mixatives, because it is a paint and it is thicker, I do like to give it a little bit of blending solution, not a lot. And we're going to go on. We're going to add this. Now, I will tell you, this is what I love about doing live. I do not love how much silver just went there. That freaked me out just a little bit. Okay, so now I am going to take this off because again, this will come back to life as soon. It's dry instantly, Holly. I can touch this. It is dry. It is dry. Okay, so I'm going to get a new foam because I do not want to bring that silver back to life. And I'm going to just add a little bit more. This time maybe I don't want my dark blue. Add a little bit of blending solution. And this will kind of calm down my silver so that you just have this nice kind of silver pearlescent look to it. So look how pretty that is. Tanya kits are absolutely still available. You can give the store a call or you can go online and order them, but absolutely still available. Okay, so look, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Now, to build the card, I will tell you, I did not grab. Okay, we're going to set this aside. We're going to talk about building cards in a minute. We're going to do all the backgrounds, and we will come back. Okay, so this is number 1. All right, I'm going to just tuck this aside. So see the difference between the blue and the red? Okay. So next up, we are going to grab that translucent Yupo. So Bronwyn, that one that you thought we were playing with, where did I put my papers? Oh, Pause for a commercial break while I look where I put, oh, here they are. Phew. Okay, so this is the smallest one. This is the translucent Yupo, okay? It looks like a vellum. It's kind of see-through, but it's foggy. So this is what we're gonna play with next, okay? So I'm gonna switch up my colors. Not that one. I've got them. You know what I do need? The card that I'm building. Do we need to cut it down?
Which one? We will need to trim it down.
Yeah,
Matt.
could you-
gotta trim it right here. Which one are you building?
I don't know. We'll come back. Sorry, Ivy and I are having a little chat. Oh, see, this is what also Alcohol Inc. Never open your bottle upside down. Faradat, which small pieces are you talking about that you didn't get? Okay. So these are my reds. So we're going to do this a little bit differently. So again, I'm going to just change to a new color. Okay. You guys probably don't have to, but you can if you want to. I'm switching colors, so that's why I am. So this one, we're going to do this a little bit differently. This is going to be the easiest technique you've ever seen. So I'm going to take my 3 colors. That red is really a hot mess. Woo. Okay, my next color. So just a few stripes. You can see what I'm doing here. Okay, like so. Then what I'm going to do, gosh, okay, we're going to take this. So my stripes are running the same way that I want my stripes to run. All you're going to do is just drag and pull. And you can keep going over top of each other because, again, your colors are going to make their own path. I love this translucent Yupo. I just think it's the prettiest paper. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, I missed the bottom down here. Right? Now, if you're feeling really brave, I don't recommend this, but I'm just going to show you. You can turn it and you can make your own plaid by going the opposite way. I don't love it as much, so again, I don't recommend that way, but you can do that. Blending solution with Mia Tivos. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with what Mia Tivos are. Okay, so that's your background number 2. Again, this is on translucent Yupo. We have lots and lots of the packages in stock for you guys if you're wanting to buy extras to make more. And those are, again, 20% off minimum right now in the store until midnight. So if you're going to buy it, now is the time. Oh, Pam, yes, the blending solution with the mixatives. Yes, absolutely. That's what I did on this one. I always like to use the blending solution with the mixatives. Okay, so that is that one. Okay, so the next one up that we're going to do is with the Yupo paper. So the Yupo paper has slipped away on my desk. Let me just grab it. Okay. So you should have 3 pieces left. 2 are going to be silver, 1 is going to be white. The white one is the one we want. This is Yupo paper. So if you feel this, it's kind of a little bit, I don't know how to word it, chalky maybe? I'm going to put away this red because this bottle is not being my friend. It's a little bit chalky. So Yupo is made specifically for alcohol inks. It's just the best paper for it. I really, really love playing with Yupo. So see, I'm going back to my old, and if you leave these around for a while, do I have any in my bucket? Let me just see. They get, oh, like this one. Like, see how this is my square one. It is crunchy. Oh, where's my camera? It's crunchy and hard. As soon as you hit this with alcohol ink.
They got 2 of each sheet. 2 of each for the
Yes,
tips.
I know.
Yeah.
As soon as you hit this with alcohol ink, it will soften right up. So it's not like your ones that you use for the paint. When those go hard, you might as well throw them out. But the ones with the alcohol ink, you can just keep using. So this is, I'm going to use the blue. Look at, I've already got a head start. By the way, if you've never taken a class with me, this is so typically Corey Lynn. I am messy. I love mess. my happiest day is when I go home and my hands are like this. So with this one, I'm actually going to play. So this is a brand new tool on the market, and I'm telling you, even though Tim is my boyfriend, I don't always agree with what he makes. I don't always say it's 100% the best, but I'm telling you this is 150% the best. Okay, this is a blower tool. So I have done lots of alcohol ink classes in my life where I've had people bring a straw and we do this technique. However, you'll notice these are a little fragrant. I like the smell. But when you have a class full of people and they have fragrant alcohol inks and they're having straws and they're having to blow, a lot of people get very lightheaded and feel like they're going to pass out. So Tim made this tool specifically to eliminate people passing out in his class, I guess is the best way to put it. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to take some blending solution. I'm going to put a puddle in the middle. Okay, now I know you probably can't see. Hold that a little bit. Can you see? I don't know. It spreads out really fast, so don't. Oh, now I've got red. It spreads out really fast, but don't worry about it. Okay, I'm going to drop. All I did was shake. I did not squish. Drop some ink into there. Okay, and then this blower tool. Watch this, you guys. Isn't this fun? You could do this all day long. Okay, and again, I might want to add a little bit more. I really love when I get those kind of lines. And I'm telling you, honestly, for most tools, I'm like, oh, do you need it? You need this tool. Okay, and again, we can make this as dark or as light as we want. I do like to give it the blending solution just because it does help your stuff move a little bit further. So it's kind of like you're cooking and you're just adding until you're happy. It is a great stress reliever. Oh, I love that, so I'm going to leave that. Where's my middle? This is. Right? And again, you can do this until you are satisfied. This is, and so whoever was asking me earlier how long this takes to dry, when you do a puddle like this, it will take a little bit longer, but this will be dry in 5 minutes at the most. So the thinner parts are already dry. I have red on my fingers. The thinner parts are already dry, so you're good to go there. But if I came back to this, and I don't really want to wreck a card, but I mean, I made these cards over a month ago. If I came back to this right now and I added, let me just show you. Alcohol ink revives alcohol ink. Can you see what it does? It will clear its path. It will let you go back on there. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of mixative to this one as well. Watch. This will give it a nice kind of really smooth shimmer. Right, so just really, really pretty, effective way, and you can make these as big or as small as you want, but I'm telling you, this tool, and Ivy, I think, is in the other room answering questions. I cannot remember how much this is, but it is not expensive. It is a great, great tool. And if you're a watercolor, you can do this with watercolor. You can do it with acrylic paints if you water them down. So it's not just for alcohol ink, but hot darn, it works really great with it. Okay, so that is number 3. Now, next one that we're going to do, you do need a little something that is not in your kit. Okay. This is saran wrap. So I'll wait until you all go run to your kitchen and get some saran wrap. If you don't have saran wrap, a baggie packaging, like you know how I opened this packaging earlier, you can crinkle this up, you can use this. So just don't panic if you're not at home and you don't have saran wrap. But we're gonna do this with saran wrap just to kind of show you a different technique. Okay, so this one we're gonna take that brushed silver. So again, you have two left. One is the sparkly and one is the brushed silver. So we're gonna take this brushed silver, okay? With the brushed silver, what we're gonna do is we are going to, sorry, I'm just trying to grab, where's my other, here it is. Okay, so we're gonna grab some colors, shake these on here. And again, our mover and shaker is our blending solution. So we're gonna give this a little bit of blending solution, okay? We're gonna take this saran wrap, we're not gonna use our tool, and we're going to, it just gives a different effect, and you can change it up so that you don't get the same pattern every time. Okay, if you tried to do this without that blending solution, you would actually run out, it would dry before you would be able to, and you can start to feel it gets sticky because it's drying. Ignore my red fingers, people, I'm so sorry. Okay, look how cool. Again, totally different look because we're playing with a different applicator, right? And if we wanted to change that up even more, you can actually take some of this, add it straight to your saran wrap, okay, and it just adds a second layer a little bit darker. So always remember to twist and turn, otherwise you have that repeating pattern everywhere that you're not expecting. Add a little bit of the light. The magazine ladies, I can't remember who does it. I hope somebody's watching. But one of them always does using fun things around your house. Oh gosh, the Frugal Scrapbooker. Who does that column, you ladies?
Kathy Allen.
Kathy Allen does?
I think she does.
We think it's Kathy. Kathy Allen, I hope next time you pull out your saran wrap and show these people what a great tool it is. I use it all the time in paint, in art journaling. But again, and because this has the silver background on here, this actually has a little bit of a silver shimmer through it, so I didn't add any mixative to this one because this has that silver shimmer in here. Jacqueline, so this is the silver shimmer cardstock, okay? Is it Connie? I couldn't remember. It is Connie. Sorry, Connie, it's not Kathy, it is Connie Nichols. So maybe she'll show you guys how to do with that, okay? Very last paper that we're going to use, and this is my favorite. So this is Silver Sparkle. And this paper, in case you can't look at, those of you that have a kit, I would use this paper even without alcoholing because it's the prettiest paper. But again, it's got that layer of clay in there, so it's different than just glitter paper, okay? So what we're going to do with this one, so this one gets a little bit messy, so in case you didn't notice, I'm okay with that. What we're going to do is along the top, I'm going to put some colors of alcohol inks. I'm going to ombre this. So I am going to go light, medium, dark, but you don't have to. Okay. Okay. Then I'm going to turn this, sorry, this is going to get a little hard. I'm going to just have it part way. And I'm going to add alcoholic, or my blending solution at the top and watch it fall down. And you can play. So I'm not covering the whole thing. You'll see that parts of this, that Silver Sparkle is still shining through. And that's what I want. But if I'm not happy, I'm going to go back and add a little bit of my light. A little bit of my medium and my blending solution. Whoop! And drop that down. Sorry, I know it's hard, you guys, you can't see when I turn it all the way sideways. This is my very favorite. Now, if you have this, there was a paintbrush in your toolkit. I didn't find my one clean finger. I forgot to get it out. So you can push this around with your paintbrush. However, I'm going to give you a big warning. With your paintbrushes, you want to make sure that you are not using a genuine, good hairbrush paintbrush, because it will eat your hair and you'll be left with a little tiny nub. So that's why we put that paintbrush in your kit, because it is, what's the word, artificial hair. So you can use it. So if you have gaps, dip it with a little bit of your blending solution and push it around, okay? Honest, you guys, is this not the prettiest thing? I do lettering, and I have a set of 3 of these in my house that I did this exact same background on, and I just did my lettering over top of it, and they're framed. It's so pretty, yet, and so simple, and in fact, sorry, the glare is crazy. I'm trying to get it so you can see. Can you guys see? This is what I hate about, oh, how do you get it off your fingers? Well, do I have anybody near me in the store? Okay, I'm going to show you something, Holly, because you will be amazed. But there's our 5 papers, okay? Also in your kit, so I wanted to talk a little bit about some cool things. So in your kit, you will notice, we did not give you foils and glitter paper for all of your cards. We gave you some, so you can definitely build a card. You'll notice that what we do is we cut out of the center, and because when you build your card, it's going to be behind your front, so you don't even see this. So that was kind of a trick that we wanted to tell you about. The other thing I want to tell you about is something called sticky specs. So if you have followed our store for a while, you will know about these already, but we're always amazed when people have not heard of these. So sticky specs are adhesive that have little teeny tiny dots of adhesive, so that when you have very intricate dies like this, now I know a lot of you, old school, we used to use those Xyron sticker makers, and then you would spend the next hour poking all the adhesive out of the holes, right? Sticky specs does not make you do that. So let me just show you. With sticky specs, I have a little bit on here because I was demoing it to a lady earlier. You stick this in, you close the lid, you give it a rub, not hard, okay? What has happened is those little teeny tiny specks of adhesive are now stuck to the back of my die. And look, it's not in my holes anywhere. So that when you go to put this on, my fingers are sticky, so I'm not gonna get it straight, forgive me people. When you go to put this on, look at it, it's very crooked. It is there, it is stuck, it is not coming off. Okay, isopropyl alcohol. Shelly, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a big believer in use what you can use to make it work. I highly do not recommend isopropyl alcohol. It is got a much higher alcohol content and is dangerous to work with when crafting. Just telling you, sorry. Okay, but there are different kinds. So Tim has a blending solution, Couture Creations has a blending solution, so there are different kinds, okay? But check out these sticky specs. Isn't that awesome? And honestly, it's not coming off. It is stuck there for life, okay? The other thing you have in your kit, this is my favorite thing to do, and I do this when I'm scrapbooking. So if you're scrapbooking and you do not have a ribbon to match your colors, guess what? Alcohol ink is your friend. So remember this? I have not used this for probably, I don't know how long, 20 minutes? I'm going to put a little bit of blending solution on here. I'm going to take my ribbon. Ivy,
Yes.
could you please bring me yes, I need one of those. Could you bring the one out of the bathroom so that I can show people?
Mm-hmm, I'll get it wet.
Okay.
Yes.
Look it, you can make your own ribbon. It is, so this card, where is my blue card? this card here, this ribbon was actually gray to start with. And I was like, I don't want gray, I want blue. So this is what you can do with your ribbon. So it is fantastic.
Some of them have gray ribbon in their kits.
Oh, some of you
white.
have gray ribbon in your kit, Ivy just told me. By the way, I designed Ivy Cut, so you should all thank Ivy for the work that she put into those kits.
Or blame Ivy for the pieces missing.
Oh.
We'll get those out to you.
Jacqueline, you can use this sheet of sticky specs probably 500 times, because each time it picks up a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. I have yet. When did we start getting these?
January, February.
Yeah, February. I have not yet used a whole sheet, and I craft a lot, people, so. Okay, also in your kit is this little tiny white glitter greeting that Ivy painstakingly cut out. Ivy, could you tell me how I am for time as well? Because I have no idea.
I'll have to check.
Anyways, white is your friend, because you know
20
what?
minutes.
We want it to go blue onto our card, so you, again, oh, you know what? Let's add a little bit of blue. A little bit of blue. A little bit of light. And you white glitter, or you take your white glitter, you glitter this, and now it matches whatever color you want. So all of you, I hope you are rushing out and buying everything white you can find, because you just learned that you can make your own color. Is it not amazing? Okay. All right. Last thing I want to talk to you about. So somebody was asking me about how to get this off your hands. So we sell these. These are called scrubbies. Old days Rangers used to make a really awesome scrubby. It was gray, and we loved it. They now make a different one that I don't love, I'll be honest. But I love these. So these are citrus based. They come in lemon. Oh, lime, lemon, and orange. They have a scrubby on them. They work fantastically. Okay. I'm not at a sink, so I can't really show you all. But this will take it right off. So citrus, you know, if you've ever seen those cleaners, they have the citrus cleaners, because citrus has a natural acidic in it where it will take it off. Okay. You can add a little bit of blending solution to help with that, but just kind of keep that in mind. Okay. So I think that's kind of all of the products that I had to show you. While I clean this up so that I can build some cards with you, if anybody had any questions, shout them at me, because that would be the time that I can see them and I'm not looking at them at my screen. Okay. So let me just get this cleaned off. I finally made something. Evelyn, which one did you make that you love? Which one? Which one? I love reading comments like that. Oh, thank you. Look at such a good Vanna I have. Now can I have a dry one?
No.
What about the Scoochie? The Scoochie, Stacy, is that the green one? Is that the Ranger Scoochie? You know how they changed their scrubby?
They changed it and it's no good. So don't buy
I know
it.
that's what I'm thinking. I think that's the one Stacy's asking me about.
I'm not sure. I don't think we have any more.
If it's the green one, Stacy, made by Ranger, it is not right. Okay. All right, let's get this cleaned up here, and I'll grab my paper trimmer.
What do you need?
I need to cut down. Oh, and I'm going to show you guys one more adhesive that we love too. Card base.
I'll give you one. Okay.
And which card was I building again, Ivy?
You're building.
You know what? We're going to just build any one. I'm going to build this one.
This is the one that they have the pieces to build.
Okay.
So that's the one you're building.
So, but they don't have the foil?
They have the yes. They have
Oh.
they have the foil and a foil or glitter.
Okay, which I don't have. So we'll
Yeah,
cut.
you do right here.
Oh, I do so. Okay. Don't worry, people. We'll get there. We'll get there.
I had you organized.
Very true. Ivy did have me organized, if you know me. Oh, yes. Look at, she's so good. Okay. Ignore the little red prints on here, because that's how I roll. All right. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you have not heard of this glue, we have, I'm from where I'm sitting, I can see 5 bottles. They're going to be sold in about 5 minutes. If you are smart, go and buy them. So this is Helmar 450. It is very hard to get in Canada. We worked our butts off with some other people to get this glue. And the reason why is because it is fast drying, but it gives you enough time to move things. It will not warp your papers, which is what I hate about liquid glue. So, and it also smells awesome. Just thought I would share that with you. Ivy would disagree with you, but I will tell you that it smells awesome. So first up is your either foil or your glitter. Okay. What you got, Jan? Oh, okay. Next up is your beautiful best glue ever from Australia, Victoria, 1000%. Okay. Next up is whatever background you're going to use. I have the Silver Sparkle because it's my favorite. And I am a firm believer in foam tape on a roll because all of those little tiny pieces that you have to pull off suck. Sorry for other people that love them. I hate them. Okay. And this tears off. Simple, easy peasy. I have to peel off 3 pieces rather than 47 pieces. So Scotch foam tape on a roll, definitely your friend. Okay, get those in. By the way, my focus was showing you background, so don't be looking at my crooked cards too carefully. Okay, then those toppers, which I do have. Oop, that was my head hitting the camera. Apparently we're open a different package because I did not grab the one that we're using. So this is a different one. This one is called Advent Candles. Okay, so we're gonna grab one that we think is gonna go pretty. I kind of like this one. You could have put your ribbon on. I did not because I only cut a short piece so I could show you guys. So we're gonna open these up. I'm going to show you a couple different ways you can do these. Oh my goodness. Okay, they're normally easier to open. I'm not the world's most patient person. All right. So again, you pull these out. Oh, so Marlene, I really am a big believer in we are not perfectionists just because we teach a class. I can tell you, I know a lot of the teachers that are teaching and we all feel that we are. It's way better to be down to earth than to tell you that we're perfect and we do everything perfectly. Okay, so 3 pieces. You'll see they get smaller as they go from bottom to top. So first thing we're going to do is stick that bottom one on. And again, I'm going to foam tape it. Okay. I'm telling you people, these toppers are the best invention ever. And I'm a stamper, and I'm so surprised that I love these. I'm going to stick that off a little bit. Okay. Okay, so you could actually just do that and go with it. You could leave it like that, okay? But we're going to add all 3 layers. So you can actually do this a couple different ways. I'm going to show you how I prefer it, and then I'll show you the other ways too. So, second layer, you can either put this right over top, match it up perfectly, okay? I like to offset mine just a little bit, so nothing huge, and I'll lift this up so you can get a better look here in a second. Oops, I don't like my flames being so far off. By the way, the Scotch is also great tape because you have time to move it. Okay, so I'm gonna lift this closer. So can you see how everything is just offset? Just a tidge, nothing big, okay? Other people like to put them straight on. I like a little bit off center, just so that you can see the effect of the layers. Okay, and last piece. Okay, so there's your 3rd layer, right? All right, and then let's talk about those little, oh people, those little tiny gems that I was showing Carol that she had in her kit. So this is the other one. You'll see we've made a couple red. Can you see that in my hand? We're gonna make them blue. So I'm gonna take my darkest color just because I think it'll stand out a little bit better. So again, same foam pad. Because really, that's the best thing about this. You don't have to go through 37 of them. And I'm just gonna go straight onto those little gems. Okay. Give this a little snip. I don't know where my pokey tool has gone. Oh, look at that. So, if there were things missing out of your kit, we're so sorry. Please give us a call because we will make sure, or send us an email, send us a Facebook message. We'll make sure we get those out to you. Okay. Again, if you're still wanting kits, we are more than happy to ship kits out. These will ship for free because they qualify with our $50 orders to have free shipping. So kits will ship for free. You may just have to wait a little bit to get some blending solution and some colors that we ran out of. We have about, I want to say 23 kits. No, 27 kits because we sold 73. We have those still available so that if you are wanting them, you can order them online, you can send us a Facebook message, you can give us a call. We are happy to get those for you. If I had my sentiment, I would put my sentiment. So that is it, you guys. I hope that you guys get a chance to get your cards made. We would love if you shared with us. We would love if you shared in the carnival room or even on our store page. So we have Scrap Addicts as a Facebook page. We also have a private group page called Scrap Addicts Inspiration Station, where we have challenges going on. We often give you insider information on sales and deals. I do a follow along card every Monday night at 8 o'clock when I remember. Sometimes I forget, sorry. Yeah, so we would love it if you would join us. I really want to thank Katarina and Jackie for stepping outside of the box and not canceling this event altogether, because we really do miss all of you. There are 10 sentiments that we cut out in the kit. There are 2, Carol. We really do miss all of you. We did love yesterday. Sandy from Scrap Shots left a lovely comment on our page that she missed being our neighbor. And I said to Ivy, it is so true. Because most of the time we're so busy working in our store, we don't get to see the other store owners, and we really do love all of them. They work so hard for you guys, and we love getting the chance to just sit and chat with them for a little bit. So I really just want to thank everybody, and I thank all of you for participating and for joining in and making your cards, and support your local stores. I can't say that enough. If we're not your local store, we're happy to help out, but we really hope you support your local store. Kathy, if you were looking to add extra goodies from today to your order may have gone out yesterday. We made 3 trips to the post office yesterday, but please give us a call. We can definitely work with you and figure out what we can get done for you. So I think that's it. I'm hoping that I'm good on time because I haven't been paying attention. Look forward to more classes with you guys. We are going to be announcing some more classes coming up, so hopefully you can join us. So thanks everybody so much. Have a great rest of your day. And we are in Edmonton, Alberta, Jacqueline. So yeah, that's it for us. Enjoy the rest of your day and happy carnival. Thanks, ladies.